Hey everyone, and welcome to this executive briefing. I'm a digital marketing associate with SmartThoughts, and we've been advising associations and nonprofits on their technology strategies since way back in 2002. Now, in today's explainer, we're going to tackle a massive, growing problem in the association space. We are talking about the hidden and, frankly, incredibly expensive risks of relying on software review sites when you're choosing an association management system, or AMS. We're going to strip back the illusion of AMS selection and show you exactly why taking generic online sentiment at face value is a seriously dangerous game for your infrastructure.
So let's jump right in. What's the best AMS for our association? Look, it's the ultimate universal question, right? It's probably the exact phrase every executive director types into Google the second their current system starts acting up. But here is the hard truth we need to face. It is a complete illusion to think that peer review sites or the AI summaries that scrape them can actually give you that answer. They literally cannot. Over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack exactly why that is. And we'll use some rigorous data to show you what you're really looking at when you read those glowing or even scathing reviews. Here's a quick roadmap for our explainer today. We'll kick off with the best AMS myth, then dig into what reviews cannot see, followed by how AI distorts the truth. After that, we'll talk about the cost of mismatched tiers, introduce our 5-filter method, and wrap up by reframing reviews as a signal, not a strategy.
All right, Section 1, the best AMS myth. We really need to completely dismantle this idea right out of the gate.
A generic 5-star rating is so dangerously misleading. There's actually research out of the Journal of Consumer Research showing that reviewer emotion heavily biases buyer judgment. Think about it. These reviews are often just a snapshot of someone's emotional high or low at one specific moment in time. They're telling you what worked or didn't work for them under their very specific circumstances, but that is absolutely not a reliable recommendation for your organization.
Let's move on to Section 2, what reviews cannot see, because this creates a massive context gap.
You see, an isolated review is completely blind to your unique operational reality. Generic sentiment misses all those invisible complexities that actually run your organization. I'm talking about things like chapter federations, really complex dues cycles, extensive event depth, intricate certification tracking. Reviews just cannot tell you how a system handles those specific, deep operational needs. It's like trying to evaluate a car's engine by only looking at the paint job.
Let's break down 5 of these absolutely crucial invisible factors that will literally make or break a software implementation. First up, your tier and weight class. A platform that runs like a dream for a nimble 1,200-member Tier 4 Chamber of Commerce, that same system might completely crash and burn for a 30,000-member Tier 2 professional society. Second, governance maturity. Can your board make decisions in a few days, or do they need months to build consensus? Third is your integration stack. A vendor that fits perfectly into someone else's tech stack might require a 6-figure custom rebuild to work with yours. Fourth, staff capacity. A Tier 1 platform needs a Tier 1 administration team to run it. And fifth, mission priorities. Trade groups and certifying bodies value completely different features, and honestly, anonymous reviewers almost never tell you which camp they fall into.
Okay, on to Section 3, how AI distorts the truth. Because if peer reviews lacked context before, it's getting so much worse now. This number should seriously make any executive pause, 40%. According to an analysis by SEMrush, Reddit drives roughly 40% of the citations across major large language models. And what's wild is that AI just indiscriminately scrapes these forums without accounting for human biases. For example, the Journal of Economic Psychology proved that just the sheer order in which reviews appear heavily biases our judgment. But AI doesn't know that. So you're effectively betting your organization's entire infrastructure on an anonymous, potentially biased forum post.
To put that into perspective, let's look at Tenuity's Q1 2026 AI Citations Trends Report. It shows that a search engine like Perplexity draws about 31% of its citations directly from social media, with Reddit being the dominant source. Guys, AI doesn't know your association. It just scoops up other people's highly subjective opinions, strips away all their specific operational context, and then rounds it all off into this confident little paragraph that just reads like authoritative professional advice.
And the crazy part is how wildly inconsistent this is across different AI tools. ChatGPT cites Reddit in roughly 5% of its responses, Gemini does it in just 0.1%, and Perplexity sits at that 31% mark. What does this mean for you? Well, if you have 2 search committee members using different chatbots to research AMS vendors, they're going to show up to the next board meeting with completely different vendor recommendations, and they'll both present them as absolute objective facts.
Plus, we absolutely have to talk about recency.
A March 2026 summary by SAS Intelligence, looking at a profound analysis, found that the average Reddit post cited by these AI models was originally posted roughly a year earlier. And get this, 4% of them date back to 2019 or even older. Software changes in the blink of an eye, and AI citation share is incredibly volatile too. OpenAI actually once dropped ChatGPT's Reddit share from 60% down to 10% in just 6 short weeks. Relying on outdated info summarized by an AI is a profound operational risk.
All right, Section 4, the cost of mismatched tiers. What's the real-world fallout here?
Your AMS is a 5 to 7 year revenue infrastructure decision. It's huge. Let's walk through the actual life cycle of a bad decision. In month 1, say you rely on an AI summary and accidentally drop a Tier 4 vendor into a Tier 2 association. Fast forward to month 9, and the friction is obvious. Your small staff is stretched to their absolute breaking point, trying to operate a platform that's way too complex, and suddenly, re-implementation budgets start to dry up. By month 18, the real disaster hits. Member-facing services start to degrade, and dues attrition begins. That is the real cost of mistaking noise for signal.
So, how do we actually fix this? Section 5, the 5 filter method.
We aren't saying reviews are garbage, but they are raw inputs that absolutely require professional context. Here is the SmartThoughts 5 filter method you should use. Step 1. Treat any review or AI summary as a hypothesis, not a shortlist. It's the start of your homework, not the end of it. Step 2. Demand recency. If it's older than 12 to 18 months, you need to strictly verify it. Step 3. Demand context. If you don't know the reviewer's member count or governance model, that review doesn't hold much weight. Step 4. Cross-check against vendor-neutral sources who actually disclose their methodology. And Step 5. Validate everything with structured reference calls to organizations that actually look and operate like yours, not just the hand-picked happy customers the vendor gives you. If you skip even one of these steps, you're asking a review to do a job it was never meant to do.
Which brings us to our final section today, a signal, not a strategy.
This is the mindset you need as an executive. Reviews absolutely have value. They're great for spotting patterns, stuff like implementation pain points or support quality dropping after an acquisition. But reviews are a signal. They are not a strategy. You should use them to brainstorm really specific, probing questions for your structured reference calls. You should never, ever use them as an excuse to skip those reference checks entirely. When you use them wisely, they sharpen your whole process. But if you let them make the decision for you, you're basically substituting someone else's reality for your own.
At SmartThoughts, we use a vendor-neutral, 59-area functional review methodology that's designed to figure out your actual, real-world fit, not just what the internet says. We've guided over 200 software selections over the past 25-plus years, and here's the best part. We take absolutely 0 vendor commissions, ever. So if you want an advisor who's totally neutral and has seen exactly what works and what fails, I really encourage you to book a free 30-minute consultation with us over at smartthoughts.net.
I want to leave you with one final, provocative thought as you gear up for your next infrastructure upgrade. When you're sitting in that boardroom, presenting that final vendor recommendation, is that massive software decision truly being made by your leadership team based on your unique context and reality? Or is it secretly being driven by an anonymous 2-year-old forum post? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we really look forward to helping you find the system that genuinely fits your association.